for Cancer, and this will be for the month of April. So I just pulled a few cards here, and I did pull some clarifiers, of course, and I'll just go through the rough synopsis of everything and then flesh it out later here. So right now we're starting out with the Ace of Cups, and we've also got the Lovers as the clarifier, and I've also pulled from the Angel Answers Oracle deck by Radley Valentine the card of Weight, and there's a couple of others below, so I'll get into those here in a minute. But first, I want to just start out with the main tarot cards. We also have the card of the Hermit, and we've also got the card of the Two of Pentacles, and we've also got Seven of Wands, and the Six of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. These are all sort of minor arcana. So I feel like whatever you're dealing with this month is more along the lines of just kind of working through some of the details of a scenario. I don't feel like there's anything that's huge, impactful energy right at this moment, although further out there is for sure. And you're definitely in the energy of moving into that because I do see the Judgment card here, and we also have the World card. But at this time, you're just kind of working through some deeper personal connection as well as another significant connection to you in your life. So let's start with that. There is definitely some progress on that level. And as I said, I mean, we started out with the card of Weight. So what's happening here with the Ace of Cups is this is a gift from the universe that's coming into you. Now, normally with the Ace of Cups, I mean, this can be an indicator that there is some kind of an emotional gesture or offer that's coming through. And in my mind, that is exactly what's happening here with the Two of Cups. So this doesn't have to be a love relationship. It certainly can be just putting you in the energy of a situation that is a significant connection to you that is maybe that was in some kind of a wounded condition and required some kind of reconnection. And that to me is exactly what this reading is all about, or a lot of it anyway. So we're also going to get into the aspects of work and career and that kind of thing. But for the moment, the major energy out here is Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. So again, these are the energies, not predictions. You can always, everything is malleable when it comes to energy. It's use it to your advantage. Whatever energy is here coming into play, it just gives you sort of a heads up so that you can deal with the month, the current month, and nothing is a big surprise. Okay, so, and you're all on a different timeline. It's going to speak to you all very differently. Just take it as it resonates. So Ace of Cups is, as I said, an emotional offer that's coming through here from the universe. It's a gift from the universe. So in my mind, primarily this is about, as I said, an emotional offer of some sort that is coming into the month. So again, it's also a card of overall well-being and feeling fairly connected in your relationships or to a specific person, but it does speak to certainly emotional fulfillment on some level in a connection. So this can be happy news that's coming in here. As I said, it can also be an indicator that there is some sense of emotional fulfillment in some way that is caused from a healing. So the Ace of Cups could represent some kind of a healing that is coming in here. And again, this might be due to an emotional new beginning, or this could be very well new love for others. But either way, it is some kind of you letting go of a scenario, and there's some kind of a love offer on the table or emotional offer on the table. So getting right into the next cards here, the Two of Cups, of course, is the clarifier. And this, for sure, as I said, does indicate that there is some kind of a relationship or something here that I feel is strongly connected to you at this time. So you're trying to find some kind of a balance in a situation, some kind of rebalance in an emotional situation I feel that was possibly out of balance here with the Nine of Swords. So this can be a supportive friendship, supportive relationship, supportive connection, somebody that is where a situation was in some kind of distance or in conflict, but it definitely is showing that there is a reconciliation of some sort. And this could very well be around a very strong partnership, just off just from the rest of the cards that I see here. But to me, it does speak to there having been problems in a relationship. And I feel like somebody's coming back around. I feel like, as I say, there's an offer here on the table, and I don't know that you feel entirely comfortable with it. I feel like you are reconsidering this, and it certainly is something I think that you should reconsider because the Hermit does indicate that you've had a lot of worry, a lot of concern, a lot of dark days, things that you were kind of dealing with. It was a very lonely time for you to deal with this scenario. And there's been a lot of inner reflection. A lot of self development has had to take place, and able for you to reconsider something here as well. So, for those of you that are not quite in that space yet, maybe further along you will be, but at this time you may not want to just open up that door. But for others, I feel like you're ready to take that second look at the situation. So, this can represent a Virgo energy here as well, but it's trusting in yourself and your intuition and feeling a certain sense of enlightenment, even though I feel like you're sort of second guessing that enlightenment with the Hermit card, followed by the Nine of Swords. But the situation definitely is pausing you for a moment to reconsider, but it is still a little bit of worry that's involved here. Further out, like I said, there is that sense of, flexibility that's required in a situation with the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you really need to kind of, you're looking at things from all angles, how hurt you were in a scenario, how something made you feel. Certainly with the Five of Pentacles, that's a feeling of a lack mindset, maybe not having enough money in the situation was relevant for some, but it definitely speaks to a level of insecurity that was relevant. So it is also a time for you to develop new skills here. And so it's not just about considering the relationship, it's about developing yourself and some kind of new skill and able to go forward, because I feel like you have a sense of missed opportunity here with that Four of Cups energy. So I feel like you want to balance things out in your life here. And again, the only way to do that is certainly by balancing out this lack mindset, the feeling not good enough, not feeling like you measure up in some way. And again, there is a second chance here for something to come back around. But I feel like it is going to require more of you because you can't really put something on someone else if the internal feelings are within you. You have to offset that by building, aspects of yourself up to be able to go forward in this new situation. And again, that's, I believe, where the flexibility is required here. So, it's not about having someone else balance you out. It's about you finding, coming together in a union where you are already feeling secure enough within yourself, and somebody else is just adding to your connection and helping you to find the better version of yourself, so to speak. So, like, you still being in some kind of a healing uh capacity here. Again, I still feel like this is going to trail out more so from the month of April, because the energy that you're in right now is the offers coming through. And now you're in this place of, do I or don't I? It's reconsidering a situation, weighing out your options. What were my gains? What were my losses? You know, how do I actually look forward, look ahead without suspicion, that kind of thing. It's about, was I really fulfilled? Where was my self doubt coming from? That kind of thing. It's asking yourself the hard questions. What were the things that caused you the hurt? Was it someone else? And if so, did they highlight an area of yourself that was already wounded previously, and that's an area that you need to strengthen before coming into full union, and in which case it might be just sort of a slow integration again with this person. But either way, the Seven of Wands still speaks to, well, even with, again, when we go into the Ace of Cups, I mean, that's still that card of this being, I feel like, a true love or a true strong bond with someone that really had a lot of meaning for you. So again, this is still feelings are starting to develop again, I feel, for someone in particular. When we get right into, like I said, the Hermit energy here, you're still in a place of deeply working through some elements here. So I feel like this is not going to be a quick fix. I don't think you're going to make any sudden changes this month, but I think that you are certainly open to some kind of revisit of this connection, because, as I said, this is still where a lot of lessons have been learned and are still being learned. So there's a seed of something that's starting here. And I just feel like you want to go alone a little bit right now because you're not quite ready to reconnect at this time. But I still feel like it is something that's on your mind, and you're looking for answers as a way to resolve your inner conflict. And as I said, the worry of something repeating in the way that it had. But I still feel like when you come through these moments of deeper healing and soulful, reflections, I feel like that's where you're really going to penetrate the barriers of where your walls are, because you're starting to reveal secrets about yourself, really, and making things known to you. And it's in that clarity that you're going to be able to find some kind of give and take and balance in a situation, because it's not all about, another person sort of filling the void. You have to fill your own void before you can really come together in a relationship as a whole. So when we get to the Seven of Wands, I mean, again, you're really guarded, very defensive. There might still be some arguments to kind of work through in a situation, and there may still be argument, as I said, but there is going to be some kind of a victory further out. But the Seven of Wands still indicates that you are kind of backing up your position right now. You're saying, well, this is what happened, and why should I embark in a new situation here, when this was more about me competing or for affection or something like that, whatever it could be, as I say, however it fits your scenario. But either way, it is about you kind of working through those questions with another person that you're in conflict with, and working through the feelings of lack. So it's you revisiting deeper fears, but also revisiting the relationship and sort of the old scenarios and how they played out. But again, it does make you feel a little vulnerable, but again, you're still in the upper threshold of things. So I still feel like you are going to be able to create some kind of, might even be just 7 days or something before there's a little bit more connection or something like that. But either way, there is something that in a week's time or something like that somebody might get back to you, or that you get back to somebody else. But I feel like this is a place of you choosing your battles wisely. So even though you're defending your position and protecting yourself, I feel like you're still relating to this individual. It's just there's some kind of a sense of wanting to reconnect, especially with the reconsider card here out. I do feel like you are strongly considering that position right now, is where you're at, especially with all the other cards that came out here. I mean, we've got the card of forgiveness, and we've also got the card of opportunity. So I feel like there is another opportunity here that's, arising for you to take advantage of. The card of judgment, for sure, it still speaks to a lot of the higher realms of thinking. It's a turning point where you're awakening to something here. I feel like you are kind of sort of, I don't want to say winning a battle necessarily against another person, but you're certainly in a position of kind of wanting to go back to something a second time here, and letting go of regret. There's a time of change that's sort of upon you. It's a little further out because, again, you're still in the guarded energy here, but the judgment is indicating that you are going to be able to forgive at some point here. You may not be in that space yet, but the energy is starting. So you're kind of retracing your steps toward a goal or toward a situation, and you're kind of working through, I feel like it's almost a karmic event, a karmic situation. Even though it is sort of a powerful kind of conquest energy I see here, I feel like you had to endure a lot of judgment from others. And I feel like this is a place where you have a strong level of protection from both yourself as well as from your guides, spiritual level. But I feel like you fell victim to others judging you or impacting you, and then you began to judge yourself. But I now feel like you're in a position where you can endure the judgment from others and realize that it isn't really a part of your personality or your overall picture. They're just people in your life that made a snap judgment, or whatever it was, and now you're able to kind of realize it for what it was. It was just a moment. It doesn't really matter. People's opinions basically don't have any real strong impact on your life unless you allow it to, because judgment is really, it's how do I say, judgment from others is, we judge ourselves enough. We don't really need the judgment of others, number one. And number two, judgments are secondary to some kind of insecurity around, hurt, because that helps us to identify, a place where we need to sort of build up ourselves. But I feel when you believe strongly in a moral compass, and you've got a really strong, sense of yourself as far as your ethics, your belief systems. Other people's judgments don't really impact you because, we all find ourselves judging others as well, and not everybody seems to, have any uh, care for what you might say. It's just an opinion, really. So all I'm going to say is I just feel like you're going through some kind of a scenario where you believe in yourself. Um, you don't want to remain stagnant. Something is moving ahead here, and I do feel like you are able to kind of work through this energy in a really positive way here. That's why you're ending out on the card of the victory. It's not in this month necessarily, but the energy is starting in this month. And I just feel like you will be able to get through this and revisit this situation. So right now you're kind of stressing yourself out a little bit with, the impact of a new scenario starting again. Oh my God, how does this, what does this mean? You've got boundaries around everything here with the Four of Pentacles and the World card, and now it's about, you have to let something go, and so the Six of Swords is some progress, but you have to let something go. It's all aspects of your life are, kind of being impacted. And I feel like that inability to change is where you're at this month. And I feel like there is going to be something that's going to be changing up ahead. Like I said, it does feel like it's going to have to be changes within you for sure first, because you have a sense of being in lack. And with the Four of Cups, I mean, it's a sense of not being secure or feeling emotionally open to receive. You're not seeing that there is another cup there, that's being gifted you. You're too busy sort of in this place of malaise and insecurity, and not allowing yourself to see what's around you that is actually abundant, that's coming forward. Again, here's the Ace of Cups being gifted here, and it's also being gifted in the same way up here, the Ace of Cups. So like I said, I mean, there is, the cards came out as just wait, because you're in a period of healing. And then we also had the card of just not the right time at the moment, because you have to heal first before you move into this space. But don't stop. Don't stop going forward in this new direction of reconsidering, what the universe is offering you. So again, for some of you, this may be revisiting an old relationship, or this may be new love that's coming in. But for me, it feels like it's more revisiting a scenario here with the Two of Pentacles, because there has to be a certain level of forgiveness before you can move ahead. And again, what I do see here is cards of moving ahead. There is progress, and you are reconsidering. But again, it's a push pull. It's, being flexible. I give you this, you give me that. It's, working through the situations up front before you really press on in a particular direction. So it's kind of working, it's negotiation. All relationships are a negotiation, love or otherwise. It's still, doing things for the higher good and having an understanding of, one another's needs, and they will change over time. So as I say, I mean, where you are now is not where you were previously, as I would say for this other person. So I feel like you have to allow for some growth and then just kind of reconvene and see where things are at. So anyway, you want a good, healthy relationship or partnership, whatever that is here. So for all of you, it's a little bit different. Again, it's just general energy. But I do feel like there is a fair amount of, solid foundation here. Certainly there's an attraction of sorts here, but it's also, a sense that this is a deeper level connection. So I just feel like you have to just take a second look at this scenario here. The other part of it is, as I said, I mean, when we get down to the Six of Swords, that's still in the energy of making progress, putting the regret and the distance behind you so that you can kind of move into this place of, and I feel like this could also be an air sign that you're dealing with, Gemini, Aries, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius also here. But again, with the Six of Swords up here, and that Nine of Swords, I feel like you've put a lot of your emotional distance between you and someone else. And I feel like that is obviously where something needs to change. There has to be a level of compromise on that level. There has to be better communication. So being balled up is not going to be to your advantage. There has to be a certain openness to create movement, and you have to be in that space. I don't feel that you're entirely in that space, but I feel like you're kind of revisiting a lot of the scenarios first in your head. But the situation is at some kind of a turning point, and there is going to be some movement here with the victory within yourself, that you are going to sort of reconvene or revisit a situation. So that will improve on some level. It is pushing you into a new direction, and I feel like you have to be prepared to distance yourself from the past and the regrets and the things that you feel were not, that were draining you, that you weren't able to deal with, that might have very well affected your identity here as well when I'm looking at the Hermit with the Nine of Swords. So there is a sense that you need to restructure something, as I said, and this does look to be around your levels of security. You need to know that every time you have a trigger, that is a call to building up a part of yourself that needs to heal. So that doesn't come from other external sources, it does come from internal sources. So, the more confident you can make yourself at a certain skill level, whether this is emotional or otherwise, reading courses online or taking courses online, reading relationship books, if that's, relevant for your situation, or building up a certain skill set, skill level, so that you don't feel insecure, building up your financial resources. These are all things that take time. And if somebody is willing to wait that out with you, you can give yourself the time to build that stuff up. So when we get to the Six of Swords, like I said, I mean, there is going to be some kind of movement here. You are resolving some aspect of this, and there is a certain level of planning that's going on here. So you are preparing in some way to kind of move into this space, because there is a turning point card here with the Judgment. So Judgment is that card of awakening to something here, and it is pretty significant. It's a fairly big card, although it is further out, but you will step into this sort of spiritual energy here in the next short while. Like I said, some of you will move through this energy a little faster than others, but it is you realizing your path in life, your work path in life, your relationship path in life. It looks like it's impacted a few different areas here with the World card coming out further as well. But you have learned some huge, valuable lessons. And I feel like you are in this place where you can take responsibility for your actions and the things that you said, and you're not going to be blaming others, judging others, because you're looking for a place to free yourself from that inner conflict. And unable to do that, you have to be able to, create a new idea, and able to go forward with a new solution, a new safer playing ground, so to speak. So you've had to make some hard choices, and it's certainly about reviewing your life, that kind of thing, taking stock of things, weighing your options out, all of that. There's no guarantee of any perfect decision, but I think that you are willing to, entertain whatever hurts that might come from, getting close to another person. I think that you are entertaining that again. So again, even in terms of the World card, it is a card of moving into self-actualization. You're not there yet, but it is still going to be something that will open up further down the road here. You're still in this very guarded energy of the Four of Pentacles. So a lot of it's very small, incremental steps this month. I don't see any huge changes coming in. Like I said, four is still a card of trying to regain some foundation and some balance. Still a little cut off, but still wanting to work towards something in a very disciplined way. But it's about being very stable and wanting to keep your foundation stable as you move forward. So that Four of Pentacles, like I said, is still going to be a strong financial base over time. And again, the time is the World card, so it's a longer energy out here, but it is still an indicator that you are accomplishing something in a very small incremental way this month. And you just part of that is maybe just that you're revisiting the situation and allowing the situation to come back in another time here. But again, with the Four of Pentacles, I don't feel like you're still clinging to some of the old energy here, the old ideas, the old, you're a little afraid of change here, so you're not quite open. And I feel like if somebody else is willing to work with you in that situation, like I said, they will go the long haul. It can be a slow, incremental, more secure proposition, as you go through this reconciliation, because the Chariot card so it shows up here as well, which is an indicator of something moving ahead, but it's still an indicator as well, even for those in career aspects, that if you were feeling like you didn't have a lot of finances here to deal with, you're really hanging on to your what money you do have. I feel like you're in a place of seeing some small change or awakening or a direction that you can be successful with. And again, you're still reviewing your life changes here, the light, your life in general, and before you make any huge moves, but I still feel like it's based around some kind of a connection that to someone that is going to help you to move this ahead. So again, I do see, and I did pull some clarifiers. So we do have the energy around Libra, air sign as well. The clarifiers were the Nine of Pentacles. So again, this is still feeling a certain sense of independence. But there is going to be some kind of success for sure that's coming in here very shortly, a little further out, not quite in the month of April, but there's success in a monetary way and definitely on wish fulfillment. And there is advancement with the Three of Wands, but that's still a card of weight here as well. So creative solutions, I think, are at hand here, but there is some kind of opportunity up ahead to really make a go of something with another person or with a financial situation here. Could be both, in fact. But we do have definitely the ultimate cards of you moving forward. And as you do, but still a little bit of a further wait out here, the Nine of Pentacles is its independence. It is success, it's emotional fulfillment, and these are all nines. So there's still some room for growth to move it into the tens, but overall, this is kind of the ultimate connection of whatever this is for you. So there is something here that is going to be bringing about it's conclusive energy here with the nines, two nines. So I feel like you just have to kind of work through the other two aspects, and then you're kind of into your 10 zone. But either way, you're in the energy of feeling a lot more successful. There's a sense of renewal, and like I said, you've kind of mastered something, but you're ready to prepare for this new beginning and transition into this very successful period of your life. So anyway, that's what I have for you, Cancer. It looks amazing. And just keep moving forward, and let me know in the comments if you have something that is relatable to this reading. And like I say, keep moving forward, because you have amazing opportunities ahead here on more than one level. You've got finance, you've got success, and strong determination with the Chariot card and the Nine of Cups, which is really going to be an emotional, a really strong emotional beginning. Anyway, keep moving forward, never give up.